Clixed Off is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama. Check them out at luckydicecafe.com. Hey everybody, welcome to the 100th episode of Clixed Off. This is your host Daniel Powell speaking. Before we dive in, would like to go ahead and thank our sponsors Lucky Dice Cafe and Trollin' Toad. Visit trollandtoad.com for the largest selection of HeroClix singles, including the Rebirth launch on April 10th. We would also like to request consideration of patreon.com/clickstoff. Greatly helping us out, getting some things done for the podcast, getting some giveaways done. Our first month of Patreon classes went really well. They're still chugging along on the individual level, and we had our Hawkeye class as well, anti-Hawkeye, how to play Hawkeye, all worked really well. Folks really got a lot of value out of that one, and they voted that comes out after Rock States, so we'll make that available then. And I've got regular co-host on today, Jason Alvey.
What's up?
And our special guest / teammate is Tylor. It has to be better than Mini Shredder Spees.
Hey guys.
So this is our second attempt at launching today's episode. We're trying to do something a little more technically difficult today. So I'm hoping that it pans out for episode 100. We're going to start out with an introspective of some of our favorite moments of the first 100 episodes, and then talk about retirement and rebirth and the other news out of Gamma this week and what we're excited about coming up the next few months of HeroClix. And we've got some listener questions as well, so we'll go over those. So for our 100th episode introspective, we've got Jason has put together a list of his favorite moments, going back and listening through everything. I'm going to queue those up and play those for you guys. So we'll start out from episode 2. All of these are on our SoundCloud. So we'll start out with episode 2 of the first Mr. Chomp's question. So here we go.
So do you prefer to play or do you prefer to judge stuff?
I like judging, but I would rather play. I have a lot of fun playing.
Oh yeah, people are great. All right. So what's your favorite HeroClix figure of all time?
My favorite of all time, Iron Pharaoh. Before he got nerfed.
Really?
Yeah. Pre-nerf.
He was on everybody's shit wagon for the longest time.
Yeah, but I loved him. I even had that awesome custom Golden Falcon. Sweet bitch. That's what I said.
Oh man, so we got 2 for 1 there, Jason. We got the first Mr. Chomp's question and the tweet bitch, which was your favorite Iron Pharaoh thing.
I still love Iron Pharaoh. Such sweet memories.
He is still nerfed into oblivion. They have not got rid of it. So
we should go back and retroactively take that off once we win the lottery and buy WizKids.
Yeah, exactly. So for those that haven't listened, Mr. Chomps is still the official mascot for Clixed Off. He is our wrestling alligator. We haven't brought up Mr. Chomps
in a while.
Yeah. Tylor, did you actually ever get a Mr. Chomps question?
I did not.
You did not. So what time like the present? And so Tylor, would you rather wrestle Mr. Chomps, the nasty ass wrestling alligator, or let Mr. Chomps design your world championship figure?
Ooh, that's pretty rough. How big is Mr. Chomps?
He's pretty big.
He's pretty big.
Yeah.
And considering he hasn't got to wrestle anybody in, I don't know, a year or better now.
He's well rested.
He's well rested and probably pretty nasty ass right now.
As long as I got to design it before I fought Mr. Chomps, I'm not letting him take it.
No. I mean, no, it's right now before your figure's designed.
I'm still taking it. I earned it. I want to design this figure. I'm excited about it.
So if you don't wrestle Mr. Chomps, then he just ends up eating you.
Well, we'll see. I just gotta survive, right? I don't gotta win.
I don't know. He's pretty nasty ass, so I would be worried about it.
I would definitely be worried about it.
His breath is probably not the best right now. Like, just saying.
Yeah. He probably doesn't bathe or anything. He's probably the worst, a very bad gamer.
Yeah.
So
he's like a Magic player, basically with scales.
All right, so Jason, I didn't want to say it, but Jason did. We've been talking about going to Gen Con this year and how the Magic area has its own distinctive smell.
Oh, I have not been yet.
Don't go to the bathroom there.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
So you may want to have a hazmat suit on hand if you want to go in there.
Oh my gosh. So there, for our second memory here, this is one that's kind of personal to me. This is my first mention of HeroClix fame. This is the first time I was ever mentioned on a HeroClix podcast. Also in episode 2. Here we go.
At a trial round in Illinois at Fox Comics and Games, Daniel Powell won that with a team of Kyle Rayner, Brother Voodoo, had a boxing glove on Kyle Rayner, green power battery with the ring, sniper rifle, and shield and scissors. Total came to $299. So congratulations to Daniel for that one. He's gonna what's the prize for that?
He gets free entry into.
Oh man! So my my first victory was with Kyle Rayner.
I love that piece.
Yeah, he was always fun.
Where was that? I didn't hear it.
That was
Fox
at
Comics and Games,
Marion, Illinois. So it's about an hour and a half from my house, and then about 2 hours from Owensboro. Those they had a pretty strong community there for a while, and they were some of the founding members of the podcast, and they all kind of died off from playing the game. So actually, our intro was produced by one of the guys from over there at Fox. So Derek.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I always wondered where that came from.
Yeah, Derek,
Mr. Derek Lewis.
Mr. Derek Lewis, we still use your intro, so we appreciate you to that day.
Yeah, the podcast has really come a long way from that episode. I mean, that was pretty. Like, Dave's the only one that's been around from the first episode until now. If you didn't know, you know Dave's not here.
Even though Dave's been slacking off on being on the episode, so
yeah. Episode 1 was Dave and Drew and Luke, and then Luke immediately quit the podcast after the first episode.
Wait, is this Luke Grace?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then it was Dave and Drew and Jason Allen for about 5 episodes, and then I became the full co-host on episode 7. Dang. and then
definitely changed.
Yeah, we had it was pretty low budget and pretty poorly put together for about a year or so, and then Dan finally came on episode 12, and that's when we finally started to get on a regular basis of
Yeah.
recording.
So we actually have my first intro queued up. So let me get that loaded here. First time I was ever on the show, and we'll get that going here.
Welcome to Clixed Off.
Hello, and welcome to Clixed Off. This is your new host, Daniel Karl speaking, and I'm here with David.
Hey, everybody.
And Jason.
What's up?
We got a jam-packed show today. Oh my gosh. That sounds so bad.
Pretty cool. Dang, they let you intro your first show.
Yeah. I really hope that this is. I really hope this is getting recorded on the recording. If not, it's episode 12. 45 seconds to 56 seconds. I guess I'll just go ahead and say these as we go along in case they don't get recorded in. If not,
we just kind of threw him right in the driver's seat there.
Yeah,
from the beginning.
I had never recorded a podcast before, and I just went right in and did it. They asked me to join, and I jumped at the opportunity to join the podcasting community and rock and rolled at it. So
yeah. So a little backstory on it. Drew used to do all the recording, right, and the hosting, and then he just kind of wasn't able to anymore, and just had kind of moved on from the game. And so we had about a 6-month gap where we didn't do anything, right? And that's where Dan finally came on and righted the ship for us.
Yeah, so
and
there was an opportunity there where Clixed Off could have just died, I guess, if you guys didn't have the technical capabilities to record the show and that sort of thing. So that's where I stepped in and did that.
Yeah, I think that's also about the same time we started the Facebook group, right?
No, we didn't start the
not?
Facebook group until 2017. So about
that late?
Almost a year after we had restarted up the podcast. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's growing a lot.
Yeah, it has.
It's really evolved over time. I never thought back in episode 2 there that they'd ever be listening to this 98 episodes later, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's quite exciting to see how far it's come along. I mean, we've got a 1,200 person Facebook group now, and it's we got 2 sponsors and Patreon and
Twitter and
Instagram and a worldwide following and
YouTube too,
and a
YouTube channel. Yeah.
We stream all of our events now, and just somewhere I thought that the podcast may not be able to go. Something we just started for fun. So.
Yeah, it was definitely just for fun. I never thought it would turn into what it has.
Yeah. So, and never realized that it was going to be have a 2-time world champion and a WizKids world champion on the team.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever set out to do that.
No, it was just kind of this was our local play group, and
yeah,
it was all in the Midwest and everything like that, and we've had folks on from Canada and everywhere else. And,
Japan.
Yeah, we've had Japan on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait, really?
Yeah, really.
Yep, that's
that.
Our
Malcolm Rush.
Oh,
I didn't know he ever came on. That's
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Malcolm.
Go look it up.
Malcolm was one of our first fans. Drew talked to us about that quite a bit, Drew's a big fan of or not Drew, but Malcolm's a big fan of a lot of the podcasts. We have questions built up for Malcolm right now. So if Malcolm, if you're listening, we will get to your questions. I'm actually getting the. I don't think the audio is recording. So I'm actually. Yeah, it's fine. So I'm actually getting it pulled up on my actual other computer here. So the other ones come in. So the first two. We just said where the one was at, and then the other ones were on episode 2, the first 6 minutes of the episode. I've got the other ones here that I can at least pipe in.
Okay.
Through my other.
And if you want to hear the Malcolm Rush episode, it's episode 39, Sushi Clicks, from May of 2017.
I just realized how stereotypical that sounds.
Sushi Clicks.
Hey, you named it. So.
I did. My episode naming has gotten a lot more direct over the past 3 years. I used to I try to be very. I tried to always be creative in our episode names. But that one sounds a little too stereotypical, really.
Yeah, the one previous to that one, episode 38, was Maple Syrup and Angry Geese.
I wonder what that one was about.
You know, to be fair, Jason Collins approved that episode title, so
he did. Yeah,
that does not surprise me.
That's just one of the funnier ones, I think, though.
So,
the best deli meats. That was another good one. Yeah.
Hey, that was whenever Howard announced that he was creating a shop.
Yep.
I think I remember that one.
I mean, even the first ever mention of what became Lucky Dice Cafe.
Wow.
Yeah. He was telling us about how good his deli meat was going to be.
Yeah, he did.
It is. It's real good.
It's really good.
So
the next episode, I didn't get breakfast on the next episode.
Quality.
Yeah, good stuff.
So we've also regaled of our lots of our tournament feats and stuff on the episode, and this next one, you guys let me know if you can hear it here, because if you guys can hear it, then it's come through on my mic. So this is when I took a shot at a Super Scroll.
Super Scroll and Lydia make their way across the map, and there was this one spot where he thought he would be okay behind a wall, and I said at the beginning of my turn, you're going to have to give me a minute, I'm about to kill your Super Scroll this turn.
You guys hear that okay?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So that means it'll come through on the recording, man.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I one turned a Super Scroll. So I guess we can go ahead and thank Ed Shelton for me having an ego in HeroClix. So thanks for that, Ed. Appreciate you.
That's funny. Where was that at?
So that was at the Huntsville Mega Super Qualifier that I ended up getting 5th place in. I lost to the Double Coriander Phoenix Force team. I actually lost to Terry, who was playing in that one, and we've got some. So at the end of the story, we've got some follow up audio here. Let me get that queued up.
Yeah.
So I was excited. Like I said, I was excited that I beat a standard staple meta team right off the bat in one turn. But I wasn't very proud about it because I was a little. He sidesteps over in front of Phalanxdrome. Phalanxdrome sidesteps, or Phalanxdrome summons the other Nick behind him. So I got 2 Nicks on the board. Jason of Sparta ups his damage from Brainiac. Charges over with 3 damage, blows up a wall. And then bam, Super Skrull and Liddy are sitting there. Oh my God, 2 Nicks are on the other side of the wall. What happened? So
where did these guys come from?
Exactly. Main Force Nick shuts off Super Skrull's shape change via the
dickhead power of dickheadedness.
Yeah, exactly. He was saying it through his Skrull TA. So 12 for 5, right, with his trait and the up the damage from the Ophidian. It hits. I said, pick your powers from Ion. He said, I pick Invincible. I said, the other Nick turns off your Invincible. 12 for 4. Bam. I said, as soon as the dice hit, I said, bam, your Super Skrull's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. That's yeah, that's great. Man, sometimes you need a reminder at how dirty Nick was.
Sometimes you do. But
That's great.
yeah, I was excited about that then, but I certainly do not want to bring back the call-out Nick meta.
That's surprising.
Yeah, call it the evolution and maturity within the game.
You just needed some perspective, right?
Yeah. Orange Battery double Nicks was not a happy play experience.
It was not.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue.
So,
that was all in episode 12, by the way.
that was in episode 12. That last one was about the 18 and 30 second mark.
12. So that's your first episode?
Yeah,
That was his first episode.
First
yeah.
episode, I came out the gate talking about
Swinging.
Came out swinging at some Super Skrulls, boys. So our first episodes were our earlier episodes were extremely long. Now this one's probably going to be a little bit longer as we go through some stuff. But
we used to go 2.5 hours all the time.
yeah. So our lives have evolved a little bit. It's 10 o'clock on a Friday, and I'm looking at bedtime more so than recording more time. But we're making a special exemption here. But over the years, we've gained some favorite characters that we've loved, and rose to superstar status. The first one of those was one of those early ones was episode 19 at about the 47.5 minute mark. Before Dave loved Mangog, Dave loved Clarion and Tikal.
Oh yeah.
Nice. It's awesome, Dave.
Sorry. That's gonna be the name of the episode. Tikal, you asshole.
So we loved.
That was Dave's
Tikal.
cat named Tikal, by the way.
Yeah,
Wait,
Dave-
it was?
Yeah, Dave had a cat named Tinkle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
because
cool.
of that. And that was Dave's cat causing all that commotion. And that episode actually wasn't called Tinkle, you asshole.
It actually
It was called Out of the Shower.
which actually is our next clip there. I'm getting that queued up here. 1 minute 50, an hour flat and 53 seconds is what you have.
Yep, that's right.
Let's see what we've got here. Let me get that loaded.
Before he does a non-free action, he can go to another square of water terrain.
Oh boy.
Gets +1 stats while he's in water. Yeah. Oh man, out of the shower, Batman. Big shit.
Yeah. That was the episode that we had Chris Smotherman on.
That's correct. And we were talking about Batman's and Out of the Shadows Batman. And Christopher actually said Out of the Shower Batman by accident. And we just kind of ran with it for like 2 minutes.
Oh man, this is some real good stuff. You know, one of my favorite ones while I'm thinking about it, that, Tico causing all of that commotion, it was one of our most listened to episodes where where Sam broke our stove.
Oh yeah.
I think that maybe that was the summer of 16. The soft spot for puppies, maybe? No, because that was whenever Mike Check was on.
Yeah, that was summer of 16, August of 16.
Maybe maybe it was loud noises and WKOs.
I think that was probably the case. Yeah, well, that was probably the loud noise that we referenced.
Yeah, y'all were all here for that one.
Yeah, we were actually at your house upstairs. That was episode 31. That was February of 17, right after Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Sam had dropped a plate or a platter or something, a pan out of the stove, and it did this miraculous bounce off the floor and hit the front of my stove and just completely shattered it.
Wow.
And it happened mid recording because Sam was being awesome, like she usually is, and was fixing us food for a wrestling event, and we were recording, and man, that it's really hard to. It's really crazy that happened during the episode. Because you know what? That's actually, you have something from episode 31. Oddly enough. Messing up names on about 16 minutes and 55 seconds in. Let me see what we've got there.
Super high defense and Red Sun Wonder Woman lowering the attack and damage unless you're attacking her. Certainly a very defensive way to play.
Yeah, we had a similar team to that Make Night that our WKO, didn't we?
Yeah, he played it with Ant-Man instead.
Okay. Yeah.
That was Tylor.
Hey!
Cincinnati. Yeah.
Spees.
Yeah.
Spees. Yes.
Kind of like bees with a skill.
Yeah, I tell you, you would think, what if you would have asked me at this point, what is one of the hardest things about judging? It's pronouncing people's names.
That's because you care, Dan.
Right, I guess.
I'm just like, this guy named...
Oh my gosh, you know what? I didn't even realize it. That's awesome.
I didn't know I was going to be on here.
Yeah,
I pulled that specifically because it was Tylor. I was like, that's the first time Tyler's name ever came up on the show.
Yeah, that was the first time when you guys liked me, before the second time when you didn't like me, because I overslept that one time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You seem to have a problem getting out of bed there for a while.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
That's cool.
What did you play? Did you play the Red Sun Wonder Woman with an Ant-Man?
Yeah, the shifting focus. I really liked that team. That was fun. Yeah, that was back when I got ninth 11 times or something.
Oh, gosh.
It was sad.
Well, and y'all overslept and made us not have enough people for an event.
That was in another event. You guys missed the additional prizing by one, and I think Jason missed prizing because of me. Yeah. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. We love you now, so.
That's cool. I didn't think I'd be in there.
You just make an awesome Spider-Man for your Worlds figure, and we'll call it even.
Oh, man. Oh, so this one, next one, we have had a lot of different people in the community that we've mentioned on the show, and this next one is episode 37, a minute and 57 in. So this one's really close to the beginning. So let me see if I can find it. I think this one, Jason, involved a trade that you had to make.
Yeah, this episode was titled "Trading Insults."
I wonder what this could be.
Oh man, I mean, let me play this back just so we.
So we get it.
Anyways, to start our episode today, before we even talk about what we're going to talk about, we have a very special announcement from Jason Albee.
Yep. I have to just let everybody know this. Matt Gretchenos is a bitch.
Oh,
Still
man.
funny.
It's still funny. I really hope these things come through on the recording. So if you guys can hear them, then surely they'll be a little bit quiet. But that was episode 37, about 1 minute and 40 seconds in. So,
What did you get for that?
A Thorn Prime from Deadpool.
Oh, wow.
hey, you know what? It doesn't cost much, okay?
And the offer I made then still stands. If you want to insult your friends on Clixed Off, just offer me some trade bait.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you know what? If you would like the subject of a Clixed Off episode to be about insulting your friends, our $50 Patreon level has that opportunity for you. So in the lines of Tikal, it seems like Dave has had the ones that had all of the crazy figures that he's liked over the years.
Yeah.
So we've got one last one lined up here.
I just see this. See him like in battle, and he turns around and he's like.
That's it. He just turns around in battle, and he's like, chick, 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 chick. That was when Dave. So that was when Dave was on.
That
his,
was Easton.
Was that when Easton and Dave were on their chipmunk hunk?
Yeah.
A love affair.
Yeah.
Right after Deadpool came out and the Shredders came out, and that's when they just had went to Florida together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think PJ was on that episode too.
Okay. Star-studded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
And then our last one is, I think, the first time we dubbed the term Spider Shuffle. And this is when this is the first time I got to mention North Carolina 18 times. So, let's see here. Does he have running charge? I'm like, no, man, he's old.
He's old. He's a sidestepper. He's old, man. He does the spider shuffle.
Yeah, that was when I knew that what was going to retire. I wanted to abuse the Midnight Suns ATA when I went to Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I ended up losing to Shredders in that tournament at the top table. But yeah, I played the Doctor Strange with the Old Man Spider and the Chase Question, and KC Green Lantern, a Symbiote, and the JW Green Lantern. And what was funny is that after I had did that with that team the next weekend, because this was episode 36, about 5 minutes in, right after that, Dave and Easton and PJ went to Michigan, and Easton won that regional with Doctor Strange, Jakeem, and the Green Lanterns. So it was kind of an inspirational team there. That was old D20 Doctor Strange. So and then you have you do want to include the Iron Point?
You can include as much as you want there.
We want to include Iron Point.
Yeah, there's a whole long thing there, so I don't want to.
There's about 15 minutes of it.
Yeah, so
Because you kept going.
well, so was that the same episode? It was.
Pat was on that episode.
Yeah, so that was the best episode. So episode 50 is hour 29 minutes long, and about an hour and 15 minutes in, I start ranting about the non-existent Iron Point. But this is also the episode that has my number one favorite
Oh yeah.
moment on there,
Oh, wow.
We were during mid-episode, we were talking to Pat about Beta Ray Bill, and Pat said, "Hey guys, I need a minute." And
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, okay, and we just kept talking, no big deal, and Pat takes a leak, and you hear him taking a leak mid-episode.
Yeah, live on air.
Live on air, Patrick DeCoco takes a leak on Clixed Off. And that's probably our proudest moment. I don't think any other podcast can say that Pat has taken a leak on their podcast.
Or anyone, for that matter, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if Pat's taking a leak on anyone. I don't want to know what he does on his personal life.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody's had anybody taking a leak live on their podcast before besides us.
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of podcasts. HeroClix.
Often imitated, never duplicated, I suppose.
Yeah, that was our milestone 50th episode that we had.
Yeah.
Was he the reigning world champion at that time?
That episode was... it doesn't say when that episode...
That episode was September 18th, 2017.
Yeah, so no, because Beta Ray Bill came out after Howard had already won.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Mighty Thor had just dropped not too long before that. Mm-hmm. And we were discussing it, yeah.
Yeah, we were, for our 50th episode, we chatted up and have a great conversation with Pat about creating Beta Ray Bill and meta headed into Rock Cup. We review the top 8 of Big Bang's Regional and the Canada Cup. Dan learns what fan fiction is and that the internet is not to be trusted.
Wait, did we ever play the clip?
It's a really long clip, so...
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I went on a rant where I thought Iron Point was a thing, and it is totally not a thing.
Yeah, I told him it wasn't a thing, and he's like, "No, this is where you're wrong."
No, I'm seeing it right now. It's called Iron Point, guys. Iron Man goes back in time to save his parents.
We're like, no, it's Flashpoint.
I just remember Dave cracking up. That was what I remember of that episode. Oh, that was good. Yeah, that might be the best episode.
Yeah,
it probably was. Yeah,
it was really good episode. It's fine. I totally will take Iron Point to the chops all the time. It is what it is. So nothing we can do about that. So
there's lots of other stuff I just didn't have time to get to in the latter 50 episodes, but people probably have not heard those earlier stuff more than I would think.
Yeah, people probably have not listened to the original episodes more so than the last ones. So, I'd like to just take a moment and say, we have learned a lot about we've learned a lot about HeroClix. We've learned a lot about the HeroClix community. We've had just such overwhelming positive experience with all of our fans and guests, and we've had some negative stuff happen over the years, but it's been overwhelmingly positive. I think we were all excited to have been here for 100, and we're looking forward to bringing you hundreds more, hopefully, as long as we're able to do it, and we keep getting the support from our fans and listeners. We certainly wouldn't want to do it without you guys. So my heartiest and sincere thank you to all of our fans and listeners. Jason, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, just thank you, everyone. It's truly been a great experience that I didn't know it was going to turn into what it has, and I'm very thankful for it. So I hope it keeps up for another 100 more.
Yeah, absolutely. Tylor, do you have anything you want to say to all of our fans?
Obviously, thanks to the fans, but I want to say thank you to you guys, because this podcast is largely what got me into playing competitively. So, you guys,
nice,
did a lot for the community, and it's really cool.
Well, we've been glad to do it, and we're still glad to do it, and from all 10 of our team members, on the competitive team, to our local guys, that don't play competitively, Kyle and Corey, and to folks that are no longer on the team, John Drapp. It's been a wonderful adventure so far. So let's talk about new stuff.
All right.
We've got our retirement announcement.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. And I've said this all along, and I'll still hold by this. I'm glad that WizKids has announced it in advance. They have announced where Nationals is going to be. Finally, yeah. I would always prefer these things earlier. I'm glad the announcement is out there and it's done. That does not mean that I have to be happy about it, but let's talk about what the retirement announcement is going to be. July 1st, 2019. There's going to be some stuff retiring. Civil War, Superior Foes, Joker's Wild, Deadpool and the Avengers, Deadpool and the X-Force, Avengers Defenders, What If, the micro sets, Heroes in a Half Shell, Shelters Returns, GOTG 2, and Wonder Woman. And then the con exclusives from 2016. That includes Bomb, Batman, Hawkman, Red Robin, Ace the Bat Hound, the Arrow set, Cosmic Daredevil, Man Spider, Rocket and Groot, the Punisher van, Jack Frost and Gray Gage, which I think Jack and Gray are getting a little bit of the shaft. But in our monthly organized play sets, the Sinister Syndicate, everything from Doc Ock to the Toy Soldier is getting the boot as well. So I think I'll just say the obvious thing that's on my chest about it. Retirement is happening July 1st and not June 1st. So we are going into U.S. Nationals with the same meta that we had at Worlds in December 2018. And that's rather boring. I'll just be honest. Typically, the excitement of Origins and Nationals at Origins is that retirement happens June 1st. There's a new subset of meta that hasn't been formulated, so it comes down to who practices, who formulates, who's brewing, and that sort of thing. Who can bring the new stuff to the table? Now, I guess the counterpoint would be this will be the most well-practiced competitive event in a while. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Tylor, are you ready to face 50 Hawkeyes?
So I will say I'm sad that Hawkeye isn't retiring before Nats. That's pretty sad. But I've actually been saying this for a while. I think that it should. I think it should be after Worlds retirement, because it's the Worlds is supposed to be who's the best that year, right? It's always seemed weird to me to switch the meta on your game before your biggest events. It's what you're supposed to be building up to Worlds all year, but you can't practice what you are going to play at Worlds or Nationals because, it's not what's best right now. I never liked that aspect of it.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying there, right? That's what I'm saying whenever it's going to be the most well-practiced meta. Mm-hmm. But I think it's taking away the part of HeroClix in the competitive HeroClix that is team building, that is being good on the fly, and decision making and reacting and being in the moment, not going through, I move this giant girl to equip the exospecs, I move this giant girl to equip the Proxima Spear, I shoot you type situation. you know, that I think that's my issue with it, is that there's going to be dozens of Hawkeye teams that's relatively easy to pilot. And even if you don't have like some of the stuff for the team, you can substitute it out with other Avengers stuff.
There is that point, and there's definitely arguments to be made on both sides. But one thing that I've heard recently, just when practicing with people, I'll say, you know, how does your team do against Hawkeye? And then they'll say, well, it doesn't matter because Hawkeye retires, right? So this might encourage people to, you know, build counters to Hawkeye when otherwise they wouldn't have worried about it. And also, like I said, I like that you're building a team that matters now, right? As opposed to not mattering, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I mean,
there's an argument to both sides. I'm not going to say it's 100% either way.
Right? No, and I would agree with you there. Right? It's the problem is that there's something that's just way too oppressive right now, in the Hawkeye with the spear, and that just it makes things invalid, right? So I would just go ahead and dip in real quick with one of our questions, and who had that question here? Oh shoot, I can't find the question. Oh, McConnell Lamar, he just asked that question. What figures, teams, or team types become more viable once Chase Hawkeye retires? Lane replied as to all of them.
That's sadly accurate.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about X-Men, Mystical. There's 3 different versions of Mystical that I'm thinking of right here. That's Tri-Sentinels, that's Witch Queen, that's Billy Bats, that's Zatanna, that's Lord Chaos, dude. There's cosmic archetypes with the AI chases, the Ultra Chase. Don't die.
Basically every team that's not a one-man army, it gets better.
Right. Yeah, or Uni, right?
Yeah.
The whales are better, right? Even though the whales will lose their mini, the whales are still better, right? The retail swarms, right? You know, the retail swarms get better. You know, that to me, it's just the problem is that the Hawkeye is narrowing. The Hawkeye with the spear is narrowing the archetypes that are workable. And you know, Tyler, we just had this discussion, and Jason, we just had this discussion in the team chat today. It's that there are things that are viable, like the Tri-Sentinel team, but it comes down to a 50-50 map chance. Because they're 8 or 9, and Avengers are 8 to 10. So if it wins map, then it has probably a 60-40 chance. But if it loses map, it has a 90-10 loss.
Right. So the map skews it, and having a 10-point figure with prominent
keyword,
a 10-point useful figure, very useful with a prominent named keyword is. It seems worth it just for the keyword alone sometimes.
Well, I mean, there's a reason that Carnage is $80 too, right? It has
same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Carnage is useful. Both those things are way more useful. Giant Girl and Carnage are way more useful than Flora.
PJ would disagree with you.
I disagree with that out of as well as out of my love for Flora, but in principle, it's correct.
I've said this before. I don't think the retaliation mechanic is a problem, but there are retaliator pieces that I think are severely undercosted. I think everyone in the game would agree that Carnage and Giant Girl are undercosted. Pretty sure. So.
Yeah.
But So, I mean, I think that all of that ties into that's why I'm sad about retirement happening the time that it's happening.
Yeah.
So, you know, there could be a wide open meta for U.S. nationals, but it's probably going to be closed in. Now, I mean, there's going to be folks that'll play those other archetypes that we mentioned about, and bank their nationals bid on a map roll, right? And there'll be Hawkeye versus Hawkeye. That'll be just a map roll. I mean, I don't think there'll be any. There probably won't be a lot of games that'll go to time. Now, the only caveat I'll give to this is that Rebirth is not fully spoiled. And we have the Illuminati set that may come out and be legal for nationals.
Is there a release date for it?
It looks like it's going to be legal. It looks like it's going to come out the week of nationals.
Oh.
Which means it would not be legal. So it's
right.
not. It'd have to come out on June 5th, which is my birthday, for it to be legal for nationals, but it looks like it's coming out on June 12th, which is the start of Origins. So, there's it looks so. If not, it's just Rebirth, right? Rebirth comes out in April, and there's nothing that comes out in May. So, I mean, unless something in Rebirth that we haven't seen previewed. I mean, to be fair, we've seen some pretty cool stuff so far, which we can talk a little bit about that next. But I mean, there's nothing in Rebirth so far that stops Shredders or stops Hawkeye.
No.
I bet they're still holding something really good back though.
I hope so.
We got 3 chases left, and then a couple super rares still to be seen.
And some rares. We've gotten a few decent rares the past couple of sets.
That's true. We've got good rares in this set. I think there's quite a few.
Yeah.
I like all the Fawcett City characters.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can talk about the World Champ pieces from Howard and Warren and Easton. Billy Batson, 20-point perplex mystical keyword.
Cool.
With a stop click.
With a stop click, even if it's once per game. Now, to be fair, this is one of those ones that I was really looking forward to playing. But Hawkeye gets within 6 of him, shoots him for 2, 1-2 to his stop click, and then hits him with a spear, and then he's dead.
Yep.
But
unless it's pay 40 points.
Yes, and unless it's well, hold on. If this click was revealed by damage from an attack and you paid 40 points after resolutions, replace him with A37A. So he'll be dead. And
what's he come? He comes in with what? Inbone?
No. Just Billy will be dead before resolutions, because you order the resolutions. So if I'm pretty sure you can't, that power won't be around for it to resolve.
Oh, can you read it again?
I mean, I could be wrong with this one. I may not be reading it right because it's kind of late at night. But stop, but only once per game. If this click was revealed by damage from an opponent's attack and you paid 40 points for Billy, after resolutions, replace him with 037A Shazam on click 6.
Yeah, I think that's how that works. I think he just dies.
Yeah, so let's see.
I'm not sure, but
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so even if he does come back in at the 40 points or whatever, Hawkeye then just has another thing to shoot. He just comes back to his 3 damage. Well, he can just go back to his enhancement.
Yeah, kill him if he misses him or imperv.
No, he'll be on click 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'll be on imperv, and then he just kills him with the pin damage again.
If he can get the the enhancement, yeah.
Yeah, if he can get back to the enhancement and the guy...
So
misses
never
it,
mind.
And it's only a 17, and Hawkeye's going to be a 13 defense, so it's just a 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Billy's got prob, though. I mean, Shazam. But,
yeah, but then again, at the other point, right, is that I'd rather play 2 Billies than 1 Billy.
I like playing it with Shazam. When that Shazam comes out, you can call stuff in at 200 points. That seems fun.
Is that right?
Yeah, because you replace him, and his point value is 200.
Yeah, that's true. It didn't say his... It just says that when
he's not treated.
Yeah, it didn't say he's treated as 40 points. Yeah, so I mean, that could be good.
Seems fun. And, I mean, just paying 40 points for a 5-click character with a stop click, and this, it's obviously good. I think it's,
Yeah. I don't know. But, I mean, then again, it's still conditional on Hawkeye, and, until July 1st, right? So...
Yep.
You're really liking this Prime Black Adam, right?
I do. I like the Prime Black Adam. I like him at 100 points is good, just as an idea. But I actually like him at 200, and then you just give him the symbiote, so he has uncounterable super sensitive shape change on his long dial, and he has the free breakaway for his free movement. I think that could be pretty good. He's got mystical, which is a great keyword. He's got ruler, which is a great keyword. Yeah, I think it could be good.
So, I think my only problem with him is that he's got the Mystics team ability.
Yeah.
So a Walking Wood walks up to him and flurries him, knocks him down, 2 clicks.
1 click, right?
Well,
unless he has a power.
Well, flurry, because he'll knock him down.
Oh, if he hit twice,
yeah. Assuming he hits twice. The Pog dies, then Surtur comes over and wrecks him.
That would be sad. Hopefully you hit one of those 6 rollouts.
Right.
Or 5 rollouts, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you only got to hit once, right, for that Surtur to trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just my problem, and I think Mystic's team ability is a liability with Pogs.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something you have to watch out for. It's definitely a negative.
Yeah. I don't want to go through our full set review on Rebirth, but we've got a lot of cool stuff. Like, I dig that instead of shifting focus Beast Boys, we just got a Beast Boy that can just change his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Beast Boy. He's cool.
So we're not...
Raven was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All of the Titans are good
so far.
Yeah. Well, I just want... What I want is the Teen Titans from the show, Teen Titans. Like, not like the actual, but just those 5 figures to be really good. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
To be able to play those. That's so far.
And playable on a 300-point team would be nice.
That's too much. So far, they're like all 50 points, 60 point for Beast Boy.
Yeah, there's probably going to be 6 of them, right? If they have 50-point lines. Well, no, correction. Beast Boy does not have a 50-point line. He has a 60-point line.
I don't think they're going to do like the show, only the show Titans. I think they're going to do the comic Titans, so it'll be different. I don't even know if we'll get a Cyborg in this set, because he's Justice League in this set. We should, though, because, I mean, I guess he's in the in the Rebirth.
Right.
Yeah.
We get Murder Machine, so that would make sense.
So, next up, I want to talk a little bit about how awesome Mr. Oz is.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he just does not die to Hawkeye. At his 100-point dial, that is. Of course, at his 40-point dial, he dies to a lot of things. So he's got a special attack power that says telekinesis. Excuse me, telekinesis. And whenever a character is placed by telekinesis, after resolutions, you may place that character within 2 squares in line of fire of their current square. So that doesn't say whenever a friendly character uses telekinesis, so that affects your opponent's use of telekinesis as well. Which is just silly. I'm always not to be fair, out of principle, I'm never a fan of my opponent getting to make decisions on my turn, besides shape change and super senses and impervious. So whenever I TK something, somebody reaching over to touch my piece is going to be a little annoying. But I guess we'll just have to if you face a Mr. Oz, you're just going to have to get used to playing your team with TKing the object back and not TKing your character forward.
Yep.
And luckily, a lot of teams are also not TKing at all. They're just picking up the object and bringing it back to the person.
Mm-hmm.
So that certainly is disruptive, though. Along with his probability control with a range value of 12.
That ignores everything.
Yeah, ignores blocking terrain, ignores elevated terrain, ignores characters.
And he ignores hindering because he's Superman. It ignores everything.
Yeah. And he's also got the hyper time TA, so you can't
with stealth.
And you can't get adjacent to him, potentially. Yep. Those things are... he's just super good. And then he's got a stop click. With the free place Mr. Oz in a square within 6 squares. So he can call something out and then just poof it.
Yep, or 6 extra reach on his callouts.
Right, yeah. So, and it's a place. So he doesn't have to break away. Nor does he have to have line of fire to it.
Nope. It's great. It's
wow.
Kyle Rayner, right? That's Kyle Rayner did?
Yeah.
So, and that guy was pretty good.
You know what? I thought this guy was super good before I read his dial as deeply as I did just now. And now I think that he's even better. What do you think?
I like him a lot.
What do you think, Jason?
I think he pretty much already summed it up. He's badass.
Great keywords, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really nice cosmic keyword and that scientist keyword.
Yeah, there's been a lot of level.
Yeah, don't count out scientist. But the other one that I was excited about was the super rare Starfire, but she now goes into the after July 1st category because she dies to old Hawkeye.
Do you like her at 100 points?
I do like her at 100, with her energy explosion that she can use with hypersonic speed, with double bolts. So that is good. But
it's good at killing retaliators, and I think energy explosion is good right now. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't like it.
Right. But I think she's just more functional at 50. After Hawkeye. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. And so I think in the interest of time, and Tyler, you disagree with me here. All of the chases have been really super cool and really super potentially playable, but none of them are as good as Mini Shredder, so they're all after July 1st.
I don't disagree with that. I'm 100% with you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just saying I was just asking if.
Okay, I 100%.
If I was not saying that fully correctly to your agreement.
With the only caveat is Mini Shredder can't be equip. So if those objects, they might even come out in time. So never mind.
Yeah, so if there is any sort of objects in the set, but there's no current objects that go on the chases that make them that much better.
Yeah, I mean, actually, giving those guys hypersonic is really good with their trait, but it's probably not enough to push them over the top.
It's not, to be clear, it's not better than Mini Shredder.
Right.
It's still really good. It's just not better than Mini Shredder on the monster team.
On my specific team. There might be another one out there that these guys fit on.
Yeah, maybe armor or robot or something like that, like Murder Machine.
Lantis?
Yeah. I mean, I like what is it, Dawnbreaker and the Drowned. I mean, the Murder Machine, they're all really good. I just think that they're just Hawkeye bait, and they're just not as good as Mini Shredder on the monster team. So, it's not saying that they're unplayable. They're certainly more playable after July 1st.
Stupid Hawkeye.
Yeah. Stupid Mini Shredder.
At least Mini Shredder can't one-turn my entire team.
I like, just real quick, the Devastator. I really like his trait, the Doomsday Virus, just because it's really cool, risk-reward. It can be really good for you or really bad for you. I just like the design of that.
Yeah, so I mean, if he hits you, you could just die.
Yeah, but then you could also get like +2 to your stats next turn and just like wreck him. It's possible.
Right.
I like it.
But there's still more to come.
It's a gambling man's piece.
So. Yeah, there's still a lot more to come in this set, so we'll have a full set review and more talking about previews as we go along here. So Gamma was this week. The trade show out in Reno, Nevada, and we got some super sweet news out of Nevada.
Oh man, did we?
Did we ever? So let's talk about WWE. Tyler's going to just go ahead and be quiet here for a few minutes. It's okay. We get that you don't like wrestling, Tyler. It's okay. But,
we got Stone Cold, the Macho Man,
Charlotte Flair, woo!
The Demon,
Finn Balor,
all shown there in that picture. And Ronda Rousey flying for some reason. I don't know what the fuck that's up with that.
And
but I didn't see that one.
John Cena, yeah. Oh yeah, it's because you can't see.
There you go.
Yeah, I got
can't see him.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
The only thing I don't like is the reported $7.99 per figure price point.
But they're going to be in clear packs.
I get that, but I understand that, but I still think that the $8 price point is going to kill it.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking, and this was true, and we know this as fans of wrestling. It's so that the wrestlers can get the
merch
money.
Yeah, I'm still going to buy them all.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, $7.99. I don't like to spend money. There's no doubt in my mind, but you know, it's a flat fee to get the host set. $7.99 times 18. So you're looking at $143, and you're just done. You know, if they were to put together a convention exclusive $150 set of WWE figures, we wouldn't be saying anything about it.
Probably not. I just don't know. I just hope they sell plenty. I just want it to do well, so there'll be more. That's
I think
you know what I mean?
The price point also is because there's no rarity in the set. So, you know, they sort of have to average out between a common and a chase, the price, you know. So maybe, I don't know, like a rare plus, maybe. So you're paying $8 for a rare, which isn't, like, awful.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one.
I wonder if we'll get a con-exclusive WWE ring. What do you think?
I wish that we would, because that'd be cool, but I don't think they'll do it to the boxing ring.
Why not? It's just a repaint.
Maybe a cage. That would be kind of cool.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
Tylor, I didn't think you liked wrestling.
I mean, I'm always a fan of a cage match.
Yeah,
in the cage.
Let's put Superman and Devastator in the ring and battling it out. Superman can't hypersonic away like a bitch.
No, what kind of terrain dial with a ring with a cage on it have?
Maybe do like a power action to get in or out of it. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. That's so wild. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's something different, and let's not hate it before it comes out. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So they're trying something new. Let's give it a good try. I saw a quote, I can't remember if it was on Facebook or Realms, that says, WizKids has laid the groundwork to get WWE fans into playing HeroClix. It's our job to make them HeroClix players.
Good, yeah.
It's very true. So if you have someone show up with WWE figures and you have 2 Nick Furies, let the guy come over and body slam me a little bit. Show him how cool it is for Superman to battle Ronda Rousey.
That's right, and we put out a challenge to up down to play a battle royal with us. If you don't know who that is, that's run by WWE wrestler Xavier Woods. Yeah,
and he runs a big YouTube channel and stuff like that. So we would love for to get any wrestlers on our YouTube channel and play a round of HeroClix with us.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Sam,
really damn cool.
Yeah. You think we could get Charlotte to play around with us?
Oh man, Sam would die.
You think we could keep our you think we could keep our tongues in our mouth long enough to not be like, oh, this is Charlotte, oh my god.
I'm just gonna tie mine back so it doesn't get in the way.
Oh boy. So it's here. We've got details. It's later this summer, probably August. Let's see what happens. I'm saving the juiciest one. I'm saving Illuminati for last. So let's. So our next big set of August, our main set for August is the X-Men animated series, the Dark Phoenix Saga. And what a lot of fun is that's going to be. It's X-Men, the animated series is up there for me with Batman and the animated series from my childhood. Let's see if I can do it. And then
I feel like you need a kazoo.
Yeah. And then the Charles, no, get out of my head, Charles. That actually wasn't in the show, but I guarantee if we get a Juggernaut in this set, I will be saying that every time I play it. Get out of my head, Charles.
We could get like a colossal Juggernaut like they did the Hulk.
Oh, they could.
Man, oh my God, Tylor.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that seems pretty likely even.
Yeah. To be fair, though, our number one out of the set, or X-Men Regenesis, is a 50-point Colossus.
Right.
K thanks, bye.
I think my main one is Apocalypse, because...
50, right after a 50-point Colossus.
Okay, they're like neck and neck.
What about a 50-point Rogue or something, too? Like, just we have all 50-point colonies, right?
Yeah, that's fine too. I mean, you don't want to give your whales charge.
I mean, that seems okay. I can call him in with Minnie, so he's not on my team already.
No, this is going to come out after retirement, so...
That's true.
You don't...
I'm just saying.
How about this? You want to give Surtur charge with ignoring defense powers? Yeah? 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 Yeah?
I mean, it seems pretty fun.
Yeah, how about this, Tylor? You retail with Surtur, then Captain Venom calls out this 50-point Colossus. Surtur then charges and punches somebody else in the face.
With probs.
With probs. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that's not a spicy meatball.
Yeah, it seems
Right.
cool.
Tylor's sold. That's more important to him than that's more important to him than Apocalypse now. Unless we get a 50-point Apocalypse ID card, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. A 50-point Apocalypse ID card.
Let's just hope we don't get
do?
more. Let's hope we don't get more ID cards. How about that?
Yes. Please.
No more ID cards.
Oh gosh, I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
I don't think we'll get any with this set. Maybe we will.
I don't think we'll get any new ID cards for a while. I think ID cards themselves are just straight printing money.
Yeah. Yep.
It's too good of a game mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really know a lot. There was a Sabretooth, a Morph, a Jubilee in her correct outfit,
a Gambit.
Yeah, there was a Colossal Nimrod.
And then a Colossal Sentinel, and then
there was a Mojo too.
Yeah, Colossal Mojo. Yeah,
and a Colossal Phoenix, and another Wolverine, and there is a Rogue. I think, yeah, there is a Rogue. She might be 50 points.
Can we get a Colossal Wolverine?
I don't know if Wolverine's ever been that big before.
So it could be.
But the other one is we get a Storm from the set.
Yep.
So you can always just feel the Storm. She would always expose like a expose too much. Whenever she would do something, she would say, by the winds of the northern plains, I beseech thee, Sentinel, feel the wrath of the 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah. She should have a monologue trait.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't know how she said that all in one breath, but that was a good voice actress. Yeah, that's. I think it's gonna be Colossal boosters, so it'll probably be like AI. They're kind of looking AI Colossal size-ish.
Yep.
From the pictures, which I'm totally okay with. I loved AI.
If they just, I do too. If they just reprint Groot with the X-Men keyword, I'll be happy.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's right. We get our.
You've been asking for that.
We get our X-Men Colossal Retaliator.
Oh my god, we're probably gonna get an X-Men Colossal Retaliator.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh no, they showed what was it? It was Astral Projection Professor X was one.
Oh.
There was
a Colossal Astral Projection Professor X and a Shadow King.
Oh, Shadow King. Yeah.
I didn't see those pictures actually.
They were in like a separate thing.
Huh.
Yeah, they were in a different thing. Yeah.
Wherever Mojo was, I think.
And a camo Sentinel or something with them. Or something.
Yeah, some different Sentinel.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool. Well,
that could be. That could be.
I mean, just think, as far as like excitement for the set, like, Giant Girls were an uncommon. Well, how cool is it going to be for like collectors and like large Omni builders to just have common Sentinels, like the Kree sentries?
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay if they're 75 points. They don't have to be 10 points good. I'd be glad if they would, but like. I loved having all those, like, I'm looking at my shelf right now, I got, like, 8 Kree sentries up there. And, like, 3 or 4 Ego Primes and these sort of generic guys.
The only thing I'm thinking about is calling in the Colossal Professor X Astral just so I can give more people inspiration shape. Get, like, 12 people shape change. That seems pretty fun.
Watch it be like Professor X.
Just imagine if it costs like 12 points.
Professor X Astral or something. So I can't.
It won't qualify for the ID card.
God.
They would do that just for you, Tylor.
They might do it just so that you can't call in a Colossal Retail, because that was dumb.
If there's a 10-point X-Men Retaliator or a 20-point one, I'm going to shit break.
It's pretty possible. And that's
oh my god, I'd love it. Oh god, yes.
Yeah.
I won't be able to sleep tonight now. I'm just going to think about that.
Yeah. I dig it.
Are there any giant, like, X-Men? I don't think.
Not like
main X-Men.
that size that I can remember. They just have like a Phoenix though, right? And so she can be like
Phoenix would be colossal.
Professor X Astral.
And then like you said, the Juggernaut.
Yeah, but
I don't really know of anybody that growed that big.
There wasn't really a giant man type guy per se.
There's gotta be some. There's so many X-Men.
There probably is. I just don't know who they are. I
mean, they all had to fit on the Blackbird, right? So you'd have to be able to shrink.
That's true. Isn't that what's his name? Strong guy? Isn't he pretty big?
Guy. He doesn't get that big.
Oh.
He gets big, but
I don't know.
he's like Hulk big.
I don't know anything about him except for that his name is Strong Guy, and I thought that was the dumbest thing ever.
He can get like Hulk size, right? But not like that big.
All right, you're making me look. What the? I just googled really big X-Men.
Find anything?
No, not exactly. I'm not going to venture too far because I don't want another iron point on my hands.
What about like a Magneto with like some kind of magnetic shell, the colossal size or something?
Onslaught could be.
We could get.
He's a bad guy though.
We could get like Magneto with like the asteroid M.
Oh yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'm just looking at like the list of X-Men. The list of their roster. None of these people stand out as being very large.
I want a really cool onslaught sculpt.
That'd be cool. What would be really cool is like the Red Skull onslaught. That'd be really cool.
I don't know that. I don't know of what you speak.
There was a story that like after Cyclops killed Professor X when he was the Dark Phoenix, that like the Red Skull stole the brain of Professor X and like used it to like gain mind control powers and shit. And like, did a bunch of crazy stuff.
Red Skull took, and I think what it was. Red Skull stole Professor X's brain, put it in the Onslaught armor, and piloted the Onslaught armor. So
that's normal.
I think he like actually grafted it to him.
Yeah,
he gained it. He gained the power.
He might have like stuck the brain in his brain or some crazy. Yeah. But it happened right at the time.
They called it like Red Death, or I don't know.
Yeah, it happened right at the time of the inversion, right? And this
it was around through all that. Yeah.
Yeah, when he caused the inversion, maybe with that armor.
No, they did the inversion. No, because they did the inversion to like stop him or something. Like he became good after the inversion. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I read all that.
Yeah,
who knows? It's an X-Men story.
Yeah, but it'd be fun. And so far, I'm looking at all of these people, and none of them stuck out to me as being very large.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'll get a colossal, like just regular X-Men dude.
No, because if there was, you would see them fighting a Sentinel 1-on-1 or
That's
something.
True. Yeah, and that never happens.
That never happens. So, yeah.
Wonder if we'll get like a Cerebro, like special object or something.
Oh, he could. That'd be cool.
Cerebro could be your colossal.
Yeah, maybe it'll be sort of like a vehicle, maybe that just doesn't move.
I was thinking more along the lines of the Supreme Intelligence.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
But so that's August, and during the summer, sometime around June, July-ish, we get a countertop display for our summer OP kit. Now, this doesn't look like it's a exclusive deal. It says so you can Use the Marvel HeroClix Wolverine vs. Cyclops X-Men Regenesis storyline OP countertop displays and kits to promote in-store play. So I guess maybe there'll be it's an exclusive storyline OP, but it's in a countertop display instead of being in an actual set.
It seems weird for it to be an exclusive and they have a countertop display.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be exclusive or not.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean towards it will be, but I don't really have the details or not whether or not it's going to be. But they've coded some of the cards already on Realms. I want to wait till a little bit more official.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they looked through the blurry photos and came up with some wording.
I could read some of them.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of good figures, new figures as well. There's going to be another Angel, a Wolverine, a Cyclops, obviously.
Gambit.
Yeah, Iceman, Magneto. And they have different cards. If they're on a certain theme team, they get a more powerful card, I think, essentially. Like the Gambit, if he gets sidestep and stealth, if he's on the certain theme team. I think it's the Jean Grey for the School for Higher Learning keyword.
No, he has sidestep and stealth anyway. I think he on one of them he can use. He either gets to pick Energy Explosion, Force Blast, or Giant Reach and Quake, and then on the other card, he just gets them all and doesn't have to pick.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so, same point cost, looks like. So, if you play it on that certain theme team, you just get a more powerful figure.
Yep.
And that's probably looks like it could only be relevant, potentially,
within
the set, kind of like some of the anti-registration, pro-registration stuff in Civil War.
Is Rachel Summers the one you can use with Marvel Girl?
Yes.
Yes.
So, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you get to call her out.
She gives running shot, too.
She has a 50-point line with Hypersonic and nothing else. And then maybe
she has a
100-point line too, maybe.
She has 2 traits, but I don't know what they do. I think it's like TK or something.
Yeah, use telekinesis is free, but only if Rachel Summers was targeted with an attack since your last turn.
Oh, never mind.
But now, if she's on the Jean Grey team, she can just use telekinesis as free.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to happen on any ID, so never mind.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, so kind of we get new Hope Summers, a couple other cool things. But, I mean, it's cool to see storyline OP back, because, it was 16 when we got Civil War. Then 17 was, the Colossals, like Dormammu and stuff like that. And then 2018, did we get anything last year? Am I just not remembering?
Well, that was the Tri-Sentinel and
that's
and
right.
Bounty cards.
The wanted cards and the Tri-Sentinel, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a little lackluster.
Yeah, it did seem that way.
This is cool.
No, I dig it.
Everybody likes X-Men.
And so we've gotten so the last thing coming out of Gamma, which has been a lot, it's been almost an hour worth of stuff to talk about, is the Illuminati. And 30-point chase special objects.
Yuck.
That hurts my wallet.
It does.
Yeah.
30-point gauntlet. What's it gonna do?
If it's not indestructible, it's not worth it.
It's bad game design if it's not indestructible.
Right. I would almost say if it's not immobile, it's not worth it.
See, I'm leaning that way too.
I mean, that's one of those things where it could come down to map roll.
If it's not immobile, Mr. Oz gets a big bump.
Right. Because you can TK out Mr. Oz up his range, and he can just grab the object.
Well, no, because if it's a mobile, they can't TK it back, and Mr. Oz says you can't TK up to equip a turn 1.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you're saying if it's immobile, Mr. Oz gets a big bump.
Yeah, because they can't equip it turn 1 at all.
Yeah. No,
well, I guess if they have sidestep, they can. But other than that,
Sure. I mean, it is what it is, and
to me, it seems really hard to balance a 30-point object.
yes.
It seems like it's going to be hard to either. I don't know.
Unless it has some weird wording where it says it's immobile for opposing.
Or something. Just, yeah.
But that seems
it just seems like a huge risk.
Yeah.
Unless it's... I mean, and if it's immobile and indestructible, that's probably fine.
Yeah. That's probably fine, because you can just walk somebody up to it with a, retaliator or something, just plop them on it if you play against a Mr. Oz and you don't have sidestep.
Actually, you know who gets really good then is Skrull Scientist, because Skrull Scientist is free. Play Skrull Scientist in or adjacent to the square of an unheld object within range, then KO that object. And I just like Skrull Scientist. Just a small plug there.
How many points is a Skrull Scientist, though?
He's 75.
Oh, okay. So you plop him next to an unheld object, and then he dies?
Well, okay. This guy's actually pretty cool. If Skrull Scientist... wait, where is it? When an opposing character is KO'd by an attack after resolutions, you may place Skrull Scientist in or adjacent to that square. Then that... if you do, he gains immune until your next turn. He's got Perplex. I think he's okay.
Yeah, but he's the first one to die.
Well, I was thinking, like, you do an Alpha Strike with him. You go up and kill something, place Skrull Scientist up there, KO their object, and then he's immune and can call something out. He has Perplex. Yeah. But that's a tangent. But
no, I'm with you. I don't disagree with your thought process there.
Yep.
But
Cosmic Cube too. People are sleeping on it.
Yeah, who knows? The Cosmic Cube could be the better one.
Mm-hmm.
But
people are biased from the movies, but in the comics, the Cosmic Cube is arguably stronger than the Gauntlet. Because it's like part of Beyonder or something like that. It's real weird.
Yeah. No, I mean I don't disagree with you there. But again, it's gonna have to be 30 points. It's going to have to be really good.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
If it can get stolen, I would almost say it's not worth it.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I've said that about the exo specs, but this is 18 more points.
Right. It's a big deal.
And it comes into like, if you play a Pog and they play a Photon with an object stealing team, there's just lots of thoughts that go through my head about what I would do to like make it really bad.
Yeah.
Like play a group, play a Photon, give them a Pog, pull the Pog over, go steal their exo specs, smash the exo specs on their Pog. If it's indestructible but not immobile. I
mean, if it's not immobile, you can just pick it up turn one pretty easily.
That's what I'm saying. But if it's indestructible, you still want to punch it onto something, or just equip it yourself, I suppose.
If it's equip any, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, man, we've got a long 4 months of set releases ahead of us and a lot of exciting stuff. So, well, let's round out our 100th episode today with our listener questions. Unless you had anything else to add on Illuminati, Jason?
No, I'm tired. Let's go.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, I've enjoyed this. Enjoyed having you on, Tyler, today. Yeah. So, with all of the spoilers, Christian Bojan writes in, which one has you the most excited, Jason?
Of all the spoilers, the WWE stuff, probably. Or the X-Men stuff. I don't know. They're both like...
That's your two. That's your two things.
Yeah, those are my two things. Like, if it was like a giant Spider-Man set, which we just kind of got anyway, so it's just been a good year for me, so I can't complain. Like, I'm probably gonna like have a boner going to sleep over how get an X-Men Retaliator. Like,
do not want to know that you're gonna have a boner going to sleep.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, now you know.
And everybody else will know tomorrow when I get this up tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tyler, what do you think?
Most excited. Probably Illuminati. It just, those items intrigue me, even though I'm worried about them. And I just like the Marvel cosmic stuff.
I 100% ditto agree with that, Tyler.
Yep.
Dean Ferguson wanted to know what is our take on rotation schedule this year and how it will affect nationals.
We don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like it.
I like it in principle, but just with the way things are right now, Hawkeye seems oppressive.
Right. I agree. So Joseph Easton writes in, how prevalent do you think Dawnbreaker will be? I think he's a great piece, but he feels comparable to Darwin in that he's more of an archetypal boogeyman against the bystander swarm. Teams in the way that Darwin exists to dissuade pick-a-power. Seems like his presence will temporarily suppress some bystander teams, but if he's not prevalent, they'll come back. Having pulse on the meta on when to play him around non-bystanders, and when to just bring him on the swarm feels like it could present a solid edge in a competitive event. So I think Joseph just really hit on a point there. Having a pulse on the meta on when to play anything and when to play around anything and when to just bring the thing is how you have a solid edge in any competitive event.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%.
Like next week I'm going to Kokomo. Tyler's going to Kokomo. I know Tyler's playing Wales. So I'm going to play Hawkeye.
Oh.
So
I'm going to bring you full point uni. Screw you. Full point uni.
Then I won't play Hawkeye.
You won't know.
I'll wait till you fill out your build sheet.
Alright, this is the new meta. Wait to be the last person to fill your build sheet out.
Yeah, exactly.
New meta.
And Tyler and I will just sit there and wait with each other until we just don't get to play.
We both get DQ'd.
Yeah. We're both like, fine.
I'm gonna work next Saturday and be sad.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Because I didn't get to go play Clixed.
I think Dawnbreaker's a little better than Darwin in that regard because he is a decent... he can do things other than just his gimmick, and Darwin can't. So.
Yeah, and Dawnbreaker's gimmick doesn't get himself killed.
That's also true.
And Dawnbreaker's gimmick doesn't negatively affect your own piece.
Yeah. Does it possibly? No, it's only enemies.
No, Darwin affects friendly pick-a-power.
No, I mean Dawnbreaker. You can't copy your own bystanders.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
It's gotta be an enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
But he doesn't negatively affect your own bystanders.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
Dustin Craven's speculation on what the new objects will do. We covered that a few minutes ago, sir. Glad to see you back out at Huntsville a couple weeks ago. Lane Miller, Senor Queso writes in, for all of you, what is your favorite team you have ran competitively? It didn't have to win, just the one you sat down with and had fun playing or had characters you liked. Jason, what's been your favorite team?
Oh gosh, Iron Pharaoh, Speed Demon, Weasel, Adara. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Iron Pharaoh.
Green Battery.
Weasel was awesome too.
He was. Iron Pharaoh had Adara equipped.
Yeah. Good times.
That was back when they gained all the keywords, and then everybody had one of those entities on them, so they had the
back
keywords.
when the game was broken.
And you got +1 stats off of it, and you could out with somebody from across the board and shoot.
Think how much Iron Pharaoh would not be a problem right now. Because if Iron Pharaoh shot something, he gets retowed on. Like a Groot comes and punches him in the gut.
Yeah, that's true. Still be good. But
You could use the green battery to just like bury yourself in where they couldn't even do that. So like,
that's true.
Why you gotta ruin it, Jason? We were trying to help you.
Yeah. Tyler, what's been your favorite competitive team? Your answer is not allowed to be Wales.
Okay, it is, but I'll give another team. It was my first ever competitive team. I went to Owensboro. It was 3 uncommon Magnetos with the free running shot, and Vanisher, and the power plant, and 2 of them were equipped with entities. It was super fun. It could do like 13 damage anywhere on the board with pulse waves and knockbacks and stuff.
That wasn't your first competitive event.
That's true. I went to that local one.
Yeah, you went to one in Cincinnati.
But I didn't build that team. This was the first team I built.
Gotcha. I'm going to say that my favorite team was the one that I didn't play it. Did I play it at States, or did I play it at a Big Bang event? I don't know. It was my Phantom X team that I worked on a lot.
Didn't you play that at Kentucky States?
I think I
had
did.
It bang.
I think I did. It was Phantom X with the entity on him, the White Lantern entity, the Flash, the Doctor with Ion, the Green Power Battery, Weasel, and a Hawkeye ID.
Yeah.
Boy, I had a lot of fun with that. And the thing is that a Doctor with Ion and the Green Battery and taking 2 stats, like, he had, like, running shot side blast with, like, 8 range, like, 12 for 4 for, like, it was insane the amount of stat bumps he was getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Kentucky State. That's when I played the double Falcons and the Ant-Man and the Skull.
Yeah.
Which is also super fun.
So we also asked for favorite memories. Anthony Barnstable says one of my favorite moments was watching Adam Freeman KO 6 of his own characters on his turn. Another time was I declared an action, the judge said last action, and I proceeded to take a 10-minute single action. I wasn't even pausing to think or count for it. It just involved doing so much. For those who are not Clix historians, that was Anthony Barnstable running a multiple Mole Man Shuma Gorath team at a 600-point modern event in Tulsa. And they had the multiple Bolt Mole Man on there. So the Mole Man mind-controlled Shuma, and a Mole Man who then mind-controlled Shuma. And it was literally one mind control action, and he was able to chain all of the Mole Men to mind control the other Mole Man and Shuma. So if they were all successful, Shuma got off like 8 or 9 actions.
That's awesome.
So the DDM was a thing, but he was still just wailing on everything. John Eric Hafford writes in, favorite Mr. Chomp's reply. Probably whenever he said he was going to eat a puppy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Mr. Chomps has no chill, Tyler. He has absolutely no chill, buddy.
He doesn't give a fuck. He'll bite you.
Yeah, he will eat puppies. Jay Sly, thank you for the congratulations. Jeremy and Stone Cold might have to make another appearance in a couple months. And Jeremy, we will have to have you on whenever Stone Cold comes on out. Kurt Thomas, yes. Mr. Chomps will have to come back for WWE.
Yes.
And actually,
don't
Mr. Chomps came back today, so even better.
I don't like the comment below this.
What is that? They do have puppy?
They do have a puppy.
They talked about puppies a lot in the late 90s.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Adam Herr writes in, how disappointed are you hearing that Transformer, G.I. Joe, and My Little Pony will be made into Clix form?
Super disappointed.
About all three, or just Transformers, or just G.I. Joe?
Just Transformers.
You know, I was actually probably looking forward to Stone Cold putting a stunner on a horse.
It's a pony. There's a difference.
Yeah, whatever. What about you, Tyler? Were you disappointed about My Little Pony?
Not really. I don't really have a strong connection with any of these. So I would have been fine if they were clicks, because I'm for more things getting clicks, but I'm not like super disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I think my connection is we're not as old. We're not a bunch of old asses like Jason is. So if they were going to do Gen 1 Transformers, I would have loved if they could have done Beast War Transformers, because those are the ones I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we got a question here from Tylor.
I didn't know I was going to be on the show.
Tylor Spees, Bees
Yep.
with a B.
It's like bees with a split.
That's awesome. It really worked out here that we had you on the show today. Tylor Spees, what's the worst misplay you've ever made in a competitive event?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you your own question. You start us off.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be on the show, so I didn't think I'd have to answer this. Mine was last Nats, so 2018 Nats. It was at the top table in round 3 against Lane Miller. I forgot all of my maps that day, so I wanted to play on an open map, but he ended up getting in a corner with his Unimind, and I wanted to drop the tank on his Unimind, and I wasn't aware of the the sequencing of it, I guess. I wanted the tank to drop, and then it would kill his stuff, so that there was room for the tank to fit, and then place it, but the stuff doesn't die until after you place the tank. So, but what basically happened was I ended up attacking with the tank. I declared the tank, but then the only legal square I could drop it in was on myself. So I dropped the tank on myself and did damage to only my characters, and he was unaffected.
What were you playing?
I was playing Wolverines against his Unimind, and I wanted to drop it to pull his Unimind out, but it was the worst play anyone's ever made. I just wasted a whole action, like 3 actions to get there, and used perplexes, and I tanked myself.
I would like to clarify for everybody on the podcast that listens to this, Tylor Spees was not a member of Clixed Off 2018 match.
Oh, it was so bad. That was top table of like a huge tournament. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah. You know, if you'd have did that right, I wouldn't have had to have faced Lane. I don't know if I can top that one or not.
It was really bad. I still made the cut.
My worst, I think, my worst misplay comes into, eating food in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty big misplay.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I've obsessed over a few things that I've done. I think it goes, probably my worst one is leaving Green Arrow on the board after getting tilted in 2016 Rock Cup against Easton in top 4 because I forgot how Energy Explosion worked. But that was, it was in 2016 because I still would have liked a chance to out-Faust Ed Arnold Berkowitz, but that'll never be. That's probably the worst misplay I've ever made. I've misplaced figures before on a map, and paid for it, but that's just something I've gotten better with over time. What about you, Jason?
I guess at Rock Cup last year, I'm sitting at top table, and I had to kill Mini Shredder to win the game, and I had him adjacent to my Starfog. Had Mjolnir equipped, and I needed to roll I thought I needed to roll a 7 when I only needed to roll a 6, and I rolled that 6, and didn't realize I had the +1 attack until after the game had already been reported that I lost.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have been undefeated sitting there at the top table, and I beat myself.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean that equals up there with PJ at Worlds this year for getting a KO to Jean Grey.
So he would have made top cut, right?
And then if not, and then because of that, the guy from England made top cut instead. And I can't remember his name. Stu Kinward. Stu's was really helpful with the Starro team, so I don't want to forget his name. Rather than a clicks, Zack Strong writes in, rather than a clicks question, how about telling us your favorite team moment? And I'm going to assume that he means the team together.
Eating most everybody was eating those friggin' pickles that you had in Moonshine in the park.
Those were good. I liked those.
Yeah, I think that whole night, that would have been our most recent one. And then, Tyler, I'm going to tell on you a little bit. Watching Tyler drink and then have a buffet.
You made me!
Watching Tyler drink and then have a buffet in front of him.
Oh, that food was good.
May have been one of the most gluttonous things I've ever seen in my life.
That was good food, man. Maybe it was because I was drunk, but it was good.
And then
this is the dinner after the pickles, right?
Yep, it was directly after the trivia thing.
And then we got back to the hotel, and then the guy tells us that the elevators broke, or the elevator, the elevators kind of broke.
Not working.
He's like, "Is it broke or is it not?" Because I don't think the elevator sort of works.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's sort of broken. It's like, what? Should we use it?
Probably not. Yeah.
Oh man,
that was a fun name.
Yeah,
that was good. That was pretty. Wasn't that the same? No, that was the same night he was getting sweet on that grill at the Lucky Dice Cafe, right?
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was the same night.
Literally nothing happened.
You know what? It doesn't matter that literally nothing happened. It mattered that it sort of figuratively happened.
Yep, and now it's on a podcast forever.
But yeah, nobody knows what lady that is. We're not going to talk about which lady it was. There were lots of ladies there that night, so. And I'm pretty sure she doesn't listen to the podcast either. So.
Okay. Yeah, I would think not.
Yeah. All right.
It's been localized.
But I can tell you, I mean, there's been things from every Clix trip I've taken with the team that have been that has just been a lot of fun. Driving to Cincinnati for that first event that you went to, Tyler, and Dave and I stopped at about 4 or 5 comic book stores, and Dave was getting over the stomach flu, and every comic book store from Owensboro to Cincinnati felt his wrath.
Yeah,
and we went to Cookeville, Tennessee that time, and it was not a good experience for some of us.
There was a time that you and Dave were spooning on your living room floor when we were watching WrestleMania like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I've tried to forget that.
Who was the big spoon?
I was the big spoon. Yeah. So.
There's a picture of that on Facebook somewhere if you want to go look for
it. Probably not.
It's our listener homework.
Yeah. There you go. Jeremy Stallings, in the previous 99 episodes, what's the funniest discussion you guys have had on the podcast so far? Favorite episode, And then special bloopers, we did that today a little bit. I hope I did that successfully. And I gotta agree, it's that Iron Point episode, because that's the favorite episode, the funniest discussion.
Yep.
Patrick Ipoko took a leak on our podcast.
Yep.
Yeah. There was that discussion we had with like Aries Edge where we were talking about Batman boom tubing a shit into the Joker's jail cell. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's yeah.
There's been a lot.
Don't ever give me a boom tube. I'm just now remembering that. Yeah. Straight into his cell. Directly into that. And then Jeremy also asked about WWE Clixed, which we talked about those quite a bit. Jay Solomon writes in, who's your favorite out-of-the-box competitive team builder? I want to be clear that it's not PJ. And I don't think PJ is the out-of-the-box team builder. PJ just builds the next team that's going to be the standard, or at least one of the ones in the standard set. So what I would say by an out-of-box team builder is someone that tries to make things work that shouldn't work.
Something that you don't expect.
Yeah, PJ just always brings out stuff first, and sort of do a lot of us on Clixed Off because we go to so many events. So it's like the first week something's legal, we're at an event playing it.
I think Chris Smotherman is like a really good out-of-the-box team builder, but he never plays anything. He doesn't play, but he comes up with the craziest shit.
Yeah, I've always liked his stuff that he posts.
He does, yeah. I don't know how he comes up with it or realizes that it works together, but he does a really good job with it.
Yeah, definitely need to get Chris playing again, that's for sure.
I think it's my favorite is Dustin Cedars. He builds some teams that I never expect coming, and they always seem to work, and it makes sense when you see them play and why they work.
Yeah. I agree with that. And then Sam says, I don't know how many times my teams have been shot down in our chat just because she wanted to make Mr. Nobody meta.
He would be meta now, Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
Gosh. Yeah. Here we go. Here's your future tech, Ajax.
There you go.
Take that
for only 100 points in a mediocre character.
110 even.
Oh,
you can build an Eternal Steam team with Unimind.
But you don't want to win map. You don't want to win map.
I mean, it's possible because people are like people could have possibly like 90 points worth of items, and it'd be worth it.
Yeah, because I'll play the Gauntlet and the Cosmic Cube.
And something else, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, that sounds terrible. I don't know if I can justify 60 points of my build off the board, like, in general.
Really? We used to do that. We used to do stuff like that.
Yeah, batteries were like 40 fully kitted.
Yeah, but nobody played them at fully kitted, though, really.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I don't think they
Phoenix Force was 40, too.
Yeah, I said 60. I didn't say 40.
That's fair.
Matt
40's the old 60.
Chimes in with 2 of 40's the new 60.
Yeah.
Or 60's
or
the
old 60. 40's the old 60, right?
Yeah. Well, it's if you were to quote Jay-Z, 60's the new 40. Matt Gretchenos writes in, favorite memory when I was on the podcast or Daniel talking about Iron Point. I'm just going to make Iron Point happen, I guess. And then Matt Gretchenos also says, or watching Daniel play for the first time with Lane at Rock Cup in 2016. This was the match I had against Phil Isaacson Jr. that we went to a roll-off. And Phil asked what Batman did on the ID, and I went Stealth, Smoke Cloud, and Barrier. And I think he did something else too. And then Phil went, boy, that's a lot. And I said, yeah, exciting. It's Phil's team. If I didn't roll yellow and didn't roll hot, I wasn't beating. I was just going to roll off, and that's what happened. And I did a a $750 roll-off against Phil Isaacson Jr. And I won it.
Yeah.
So Alex Coos writes in, here's a fun one. Say that HeroClix becomes popular that casinos started placing odds on events. For Nationals, what odds, 1 out of 20, would you put on for yourself at winning Nationals, and who do you think has the best odds? Additionally, if you were betting on the winning team's keyword, would you bet on Avengers, Cosmic, Monster, or the Field? I would say this is if Nationals happen tomorrow, because we don't know if other stuff can be coming out. I don't know. Nationals would have to be tomorrow to guarantee go. So
I feel like there's so many players you always have to bet on the field.
Yeah.
I would say Avengers would be my team for sure.
Avengers would be your team?
No, the team that I would bet on.
You wouldn't bet on yourself?
So you'd bet against yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have a good shot, but there's going to be so many Avengers that the safe money is probably on Avengers.
Yeah.
Like if I'm being honest about it, there's going to be a lot of Avengers.
You can put a little side bet on yourself though. Right?
And there's and there's a lot. I'm saying what the best odds would be. And there's a different variants of the Avengers team too. There's like the Hulk Avengers and stuff. There's probably an Alpha Strike Avengers out there.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to I'd probably have my money on Tylor if I don't get to make it, assuming Tylor doesn't win map. Assuming Tylor does win map.
I mean, what I would do is just go down the list, right? That's probably where the odds would come from.
Yeah.
Lane's list. But I don't think anybody would have good odds. There's no 1 in 3s or anything. It'd be really long odds for everybody because there's so many people.
Yeah.
Going, and there's no clear cut. This is the head and shoulders above the rest like a Yankees or anything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If we're talking about HeroClix teams, I'd put it on Clixed Off. I think we'd have pretty good odds.
Yeah. And I think Jason is now falling asleep.
Vader.
Yeah.
No, I'm right here.
You sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You sound like you fell asleep on us.
No, I didn't. I did not.
All right. Our last one, Chris Stockhouse, I would say definitely meeting Dan at Rock Cup a couple of years ago and getting a Clixed Off Army sticker was pretty sweet.
I never got a damn sticker.
You want
what
a sticker?
The hell?
You want a sticker? I'll give you a sticker.
I don't want one now. Pity sticker.
I guess we forgot to put that in your welcome kit.
Yeah. Sorry, you're not a super fan like Chris Stockhouse.
Chris Stockhouse.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So you got the better than a sticker. You got a team invite.
And a T-shirt.
Yeah, both these things are true.
So, all right. Well, let's wrap her up today, guys. Let's round table around. Final thoughts, Tylor.
Prepare for Hawkeye.
Jason, final thoughts.
Thanks for 100 episodes. Hawkeye sucks. Mangog.
Yeah, Mangog.
Gotta give him Mangog.
Yeah. I'd say thanks everybody for listening to Clixed Off, and thanks for 100 episodes. Been happy to be a part of 88 of them. Looking forward to more and more stuff with y'all, and look for our Hawkeye How to Play and How to Beat show coming out middle of April. Good luck to everyone at Rock States and the remaining of WKO. We'll probably be trying to record here and again in another couple weeks. But in the meantime, thanks everybody for listening to Clixed Off, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Later.